I was a fool to let you down, and now you run. Oh, now I'm crying, 'cause I want you back.
Delete. What a fantastic that option that is. Delete. Shame we can't add it to our real life situations, but hey ho, there you go. What I mean is, you find yourself in situations you never ever dreamed you would ever encounter. Never ever. That's what life is. A torrent of ups and downs, highs and lows, ins and outs. Really speaking, life's a bloody, pardon my frangalese, bitch. But you have to get on with it. I mean, look here. Looking at internet dating sites, as you do. Well, maybe not everybody. But my counsellor suggested I do. So I am. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't really explain my situation well. A year ago, no, 18 months now to be precise, I was the happiest man alive. On the planet, in this universe, whatever you want to call it. No one could beat me at that, being happy. It was a Thursday morning. I could smell the bacon and the toast. As the delightful aromas rose into the bedroom, I looked at the clock. 8 AM, which was okay. Plenty of time to get up, shower, breakfast and off to work. I have my own business. A small pet shop just around the corner. At the end of the avenue. So I'm my own boss, as it were. I looked at the clock again. 8 AM Thursday. Thursday? Bacon on a Thursday? We only ever have bacon on a Saturday morning. Regular as clockwork for 30 years. Every week. That's 1,560 breakfasts of bacon. Minus the 30 breakfasts, as we don't do one on Christmas for some reason. Val, she wouldn't do that for whatever reason. But definitely if Christmas fell on a Saturday, no chance. No breakfast at all. She was, I should say. I can't say her name really, it hurts too much. I came downstairs. It's Thursday, I said. What's going on? It's not Saturday. What's going on? I am cooking you your last breakfast, she said. Well, you never prepared for it. I remember looking at the clock. It was 10 minutes past 8. What are you talking about? I said. Last breakfast? Before I could finish, she says, I'm leaving you, Harold. As Tommy Cooper would say, just like that. But not funny, obviously, in that situation. I was stunned. You know when the penny drops and you've seen it in the movies? When something startles you like a rabbit in the headlights. In a film, the camera suddenly zooms in on your face. That was it, the penny dropped. A good old Looney Tunes wah wah wah. Like as if it was a joke you hadn't heard properly and you go, what? Pardon? You've heard it all right, but you don't want to hear it again. Just to be on the safe side. I said, what? This is your last breakfast. What? I said. I'm leaving you. Now this is funny because in Shirley Valentine She talks to the wall, and women may do that, but men generally, in submission or defiance, they look at the floor. But why? Why, she says. Why? She said it 4 times. Why? Why? Because I want to, because I need to, because I have to. And because you are seriously beginning to bore me to death. After all these years, your continuous droning on and on, it's sending me completely mad. I can't stand it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore with you. And I'm sorry to say, especially with you, because I am sick of smelling like the bottom of a canary cage. And she went. Left for good. Just like that. I never expected it. I never saw the signs or observed anything that had changed the way I was with her. Nothing. Everything had been the same and kept the same. I'd done nothing, as far as I could see, to make her leave. I agree, working in a pet shop can have its disadvantages. There are smells. There are times when it gets really bad, like in the summer. But it can't have been that, because we both read and loved the book Life and Times of the Guppy. My favourite read. Fish are our bestseller. We sell them by the tank. Loads of the things. And in fact, Stuck in the Guppy was her idea. Well, after she was gone, I went into a complete cocoon. I went straight back to bed, and in effect I shut myself off from everything. Even let the shop go for a couple of days. But I had to decide what I was going to do with myself. Keeping a tidy house is one thing, but trying to keep a shop open is another. So I just pulled my socks up, sailed over there, opened up and got on. My assistant Gail was very surprised to see me. She said she could cope with the shop on her own, but I said no, that won't do. Well, it's been a while. I've never even seen her from that day to this. Not that I'm bothered in any way, shape or form. No, not really. Funny thing is, for a while I went to group counselling once a week. Because I'd hit rock bottom. There's no denying it, and the doctor thought the group sessions would do me good. Well, I arrived at the said centre, which was based around the back of a disused mortuary over near Penge. Funnily enough, I was paranoid about the pet shop smell once she'd mentioned it. So the idea of a morgue dead body smell kind of put me at ease. I opened the door to the room and I was immediately attacked by a long-haired blonde woman in a cardigan, asking me if I was on medication and what my name was. I thought she was a bit forward, so the words "piss off" came out of me just like that, from nowhere. She just looked at me. Then I went over to this other woman who looked something like Velma from Scooby-Doo. "Sit here," she demanded. And I did. After a couple of hours with this lot, I was ready to go home. Listen to Paul Robinson singing Gloomy Sunday and slit me wrists. I'm not saying these groups are bad. Some of them are great. But this one really spoilt it for me. "Why are you suicidal?" she asked me. "I'm not," I said. "Well, what are you here for then?" "Well, my doctor advised me," I said. "She thought it would do me good." There was a big pause here as they all looked at each other. "So why do you think you're suicidal?" said the Velma lookalike. "I'm not," I said. Again more looks and hushed whispers. I watched them and said again, "My doctor suggested it." My wife left me. Well, this was worse. They all looked baffled. The blonde girl walked straight up towards me and I raised my hand up thinking I was going to get a slap. She peeled off a white sticker off this plastic sheet and pressed it onto my jumper. It annoyed me that. Because people just have a habit of sticking things on you without asking. And this was my expensive jumper from Marxie's. My wife bought it for me. Anyway, I looked at the sticker and it read in big letters, Nero. Underneath it said, fiddled while Rome burned. I looked about and I noticed that everyone was wearing the said name sticker. I was baffled thinking it was a game. 3 hours later, Velma was still talking and I'd had enough, so I asked her about Nero on the sticker. She looked up at me as if my head was about to blow up. The blonde girl started screaming and had a panic attack. She had 3 inhalers and was shouting, cabbages! Cabbages! Velma and the others rushed over to comfort her and see if she was all right. 5 minutes later, I was asked to leave and never come back, as I was upsetting the natural flow of the group, and a report would be sent to my doctor. I was incensed because I had rearranged the rota to make sure that Gail could go to her water aerobics class on the Wirral. They charge at least £5 if you're late. Well, I was. Anyway, as it happened by chance, I decided after investing in a laptop the year before to go surfing. Now, I wasn't expecting it. And you may think this is a bit too soon, on the hunt as it were. But I've finally met someone. I know, 3 months on and it's working. Well, I tried a few women before her on the dating site. One was interested in my becoming a goth, whatever that is. I think it's experimenting with black magic and shoving things up your backside at Halloween, but I'm not sure. Another one, after a few conversations, very keen. She lived in a small hut on Dartmoor. I'm not sure where that is, but it seemed a bit bleak to me. And as I couldn't be bothered to look it up, I just didn't reply to her messages. Anyway, she sent me a photo of her with what looked like 6 children in a bathtub. Not sure why, but there you are. And the last message read, is it because I have 6 kids? Well, no, it was because you lived on a moor somewhere, that's all. And with petrol costs, well, you know how it is. Anyway, good news. I've finally found myself all shacked up and set with a rather lovely young lady. Well, not shacked up in reality. That's in my imagination, but we could be. I have a photo actually off the internet. Doesn't do her justice really. It doesn't. I've spoken to her online this morning and I have packed my suitcase and I am on my way to meet her, even as we speak. So I've sold the pet shop, you see. Gail was not happy. But I gave her a great reference and now she's working for the benefits agency, I believe. Good job. Well, my new lady is in the good old US of A. In Austin, Texas, to be precise. I got talking to her through the dating site and we are to be married. Taking all of my savings with me and leaving here for good. I can use my savings for the court case. Maybe open another pet shop. We will have money. I mean, it's not really her fault she's on death row. Love knows no bounds, eh?
Cupid, Cupid, send his kisses to me. Cupid, Cupid.